Hello guys, Wahoo here, back with a new show. This week is week 10. I said in the last week it was week 10 and it also became a very long video, so sorry about those two things. But this is week 10 and let's go over the live stream notes provided us from Zero. So shout out to Zero again. Thank you so much for doing this for us. They talked a lot about the new things coming and stuff like that. I'll try and skip some of the things because there was a lot in there. You can always go to the description. There's the link and you can read all about it. But let's go over the things that they said in the live stream. So of course, they talked about the new loading screen. I've talked about that in a previous video. Dragonlight buffs, there's basically just, again, not new gameplay, but just basically buffing everything. That is how they rework the class, and I guess that's how you do it. Just buff things, make more damage, and then that's a rework. I know I'm being a little bit critical here, but I don't really feel like that is a rework. It's just basically buffing a character, so maybe some more people will play it, but they probably won't. And people make all sorts of videos like, ooh, Dragonlight being like #1 DPS, all sorts of videos and stuff like that. I don't think it's going to change anything at all. Maybe a few people more would play it. The mains of Dragonlight, there is some Dragonlight mains out there, and those are definitely happy about the buff, of course. But yeah, I don't think we're going to see like a team of seven Dragonlights and then a tank. I'm pretty sure not. But anyways, going on to VFX, you can also read all about that. There's some technical difficulties. This is very, very, very amazing. We're getting level 30 costumes, which is amazing. In the sense that some of them are good, some of them are not so good. And there's a reason why they're not like as good, because it is a free-to-play game, guys. So you have to remember that they live off people buying costumes. So of course they're saving like the very, very good costumes for something you buy, right? And that's they have to make their money in some way. We have to have somebody, you know, we have to pay for servers and people for their payroll and stuff like that. We've gone over this many, many times, but those costumes are great, and it just makes sense that you get them. And also remember, if you have a level 30 character, you have to log on to that character or switch to that character to get the 35 points mastery points you get for that costume. If you already if you of course, if you unlock level 30 after the update, it's of course going to unlock automatic. But if you already had, then you have to log on or switch to the character again, and that will give you the 35 mastery points for that. So it won't, like if you were wondering if it was or not. All right, so basically there is more stuff, but let's go into the questions and answers. And the first one is to add more stash exclusives. Those are like the some of them are at least the animal heads. And I've said this previously, penguin head, please. Would love to have a penguin head. But they say there is not the current time frame for it, so we won't see like new ones pretty soon. But another one that is absolutely amazing is, are we going to see Uber 10 in the Heroes update? And they've said this previously. No, we're not going to see that. There's a bunch of stuff coming in the Heroes update. So we won't see. That's enough, like, you right. But they are saying like, but this year, more likely fall, possibly earlier. So I like how they're saying like fall. That's very kind of still not saying exactly, but we're actually, this is like something they should do more of, you know. We're kind of aiming for like fall, or maybe it's going to be a little later, or maybe a little earlier and stuff like that. And that's a really big time frame to put this in. But again, we are getting information that we're talking, that we can like suck in and like say, okay, they are, you know, they are listening to what we're saying, what we want the game to. I know it's not our game in that sense, it's them making the game, but it's all of us game, right? They are the developers of the game, we play the game, it's our game, it's their game, it's all of us games, right? And I think information like this is absolutely necessary for Trove to like elevate their player base. Actually, really, like I know that might sound weird to just, you know, it's what can I do? But this can make it so we can kind of, oh yeah, we can. There's actually something coming, instead of people just saying, oh, Uber 10, that's in like, I don't know, 4 years or something like that, But this is actually something we can use. And likely in fall or earlier or whatever they're gonna say in fall, that's a very, very big time frame. And give themselves a big time frame. I don't care, The thing is, just give us some kind of time frame. And fall, if they said we're gonna get Uber 10 in 2019, I would be happy as well, Just give us something, right? I don't want to make this video too long like I did last time, so let's skip ahead. But this is great. I'm gonna pinpoint more of these. Any plans of adding more classes in 2018 to use claws, spears, or bows? Plans to add more classes, absolutely. So definitely more, but probably definitely more classes, but not 2018. I think that's a good idea. Like maybe I would say another class in 2018 would be great. But I kind of also see that we have a lot of classes out there now. We're getting the Vanguardian. A class every 6 months would be amazing. With an like content update in between that or something like that revisit it like they do with the Neon Biome. Basically giving them a sub biome, so making it more interesting and kind of revitalizing these biomes that you don't find very interesting, but you did. With like if you do with a new biome coming and stuff like that. Next question, they're talking about lowering the crafting materials and stuff like that. I'm not going to go into it, but you can read it again in the description so we don't make it too long of a video. Next thing is the Owly invasions. They're talking about those. They're talking about them being rare and stuff like that, and they do say that the invasion, the new challenge invasion, whatever you're going to call it, is also going to be pretty rare. So I would suggest if you see an invasion that is the Owly challenge, do it. There's probably going to be a lot of people doing it in the start, so it's better to do it now, and then later on there's not that many people that is doing it. It's basically when clubs came out, there's a lot of people grinding experience. There's not as many as there was before. It might might be more when the update comes out. I wanted to say something else. The Owly, yes, another way. They're talking about another way, if there's another way, if this Owly challenge can be added, and they said, they will look into it, like look at the rates and stuff like that. Next thing is, of course, when is PvP is going to be fixed. If you haven't played PvP in Trove yet, I wouldn't suggest you do it. Well, until you hit like level 25 on that, that's pretty easy. Doesn't take very long. It was a little bit easier when they had the weekly PvP thing. I don't think they have it a lot anymore. I don't do PvP on myself anymore. I'm halfway. I'm not like that. Like I said, 26, level 25, 26 or whatever. And I kind of just gave up on it because it's just, even on Sundays, you're just boring as hell. But they're saying something is gonna be epic, but I don't know. I can't really want to say anything about PvP. I have no idea about really PvP. I know a lot of people out there know much more about Trove PvP and stuff like that, and even play PvP after they've hit like level 50 on the PvP rank thingy. I'm not gonna say much more about it, but at least it's gonna be epic. So that's just reassuring. Any thoughts on purple name dark chaosful reward system? They're talking about focusing on adding new exciting the right stuff. Okay, so we're going to see some new stuff towards purple name and stuff like that. Purple name is of course people that are in the top 100 of defeating Daughter Moon the fastest possible and stuff like that. Speed running basically. They for a week they have a purple name and stuff like that. And I think there should be more options for that, because that is what the in-game or end-game players grind for and stuff like that. And it takes a long time, a lot of dust to get those. So can non-Steam clients have a gift option? We don't have a gift option currently. Oh, there's a. Oh, I didn't know there was a gift option on Steam actually, but okay. But yeah, they're talking about that. Not really much more to say there. Will Shadow Tower be reworked? Get a rework, like changing layout, Oh, okay. Paul Sabana. So sorry, that's a no. Okay, so that's a technical thing as well. I was thinking like Towers rework. We basically just got that not very long ago. I know people wasn't really happy about it, but yeah, right. What happened to as a pair of versus there'll be a mount of rival. Ganda is cool mount, resigns super supreme for years, but while it's cool, is only completed pretty. Oh, they're talking about what happened to it, and like if there's some power mount versus Ganda and stuff like that. There's a lot. That's a bit of it here. There's also the next question below here. It's also a lot of kind of reading on that. If you want to read more about that, they're talking about. How like classes, like they're talking about all classes being balanced accordingly and stuff like that. And again, I would love to see a rework, not just a buff to everything. Like now it has like, instead of having 60%, now have 100%. You know, that for me, that's not a rework. That's just buffing things to actually, because it actually kind of sucked before or something like that. You know, there might be some Draculite mains out there that's like, no, that's not it. It doesn't suck at all, but I don't think it does. I just never really played it, besides when I leveled it up. But with the new things, it might be kind of awesome. There's a few funny questions about some legs and stuff like that. To Avenger boxes, they're also talking will be the first styles on the Trove creation subreddit. They're saying it's a good chance for review starting this summer. So if you're into Trove creations, make sure you do it before summer and keep up with that. They're also talking about expanding club adventures. You feel like making about longer for more rewards. We agree. We'll keep up mind the future adventures. So they're basically, again, clubs and club adventures and stuff like that. I think it should be possible for clubs to make like their own quest line or something like that. Make like a scenario that their members, like the leaders and officers or something like that, can like write out, and people can maybe participate in, or something like events, like club events or something like that. Club event would be amazing, you know. Or make your own kind of boss raids or something like that, you know, or I don't know if that's putting too much power into people's hands. I'm not sure, but we talked about this in the last video, and I can see now that this video is becoming quite extensive as well. So I will soon cut it off, but I will say something like raids or something you can do as a community. Either it's going to be a stream community, a club community, or Discord community. Basically, having something that everybody can participate in and reward it in the same way. May it be simple things or more hard things and stuff like that. Or maybe just for the fun of it, or maybe just for like coming together, or maybe it's just gonna reward the club. If you like do 10 people doing like a raid, if each person will get some adventurine, and then the club will basically get some experience, right? Could be a thing, you know, to complete a raid. Instead of just doing a quest, you're actually doing like a raid with different bosses and stuff like that. Basically going like through the whole Shadow Towers. When you then defeat the last boss, you will get some adventurine. Each one will get it, and then also the clubs you're part of as your primary club will get some experience or something like that, you know. So the more people you're together, like from the same club, you will get more experience. So like it will boost you like 10% for each member or something like that, you know. So more members that come together, the better, right? So it's just not. It can't just be one person that has one club, right? And then you have like 9 people from some like big club like Lazaria or something like that, just boosting this character through, and then the person will just get like millions and millions experience, right? To that person's club, but it will be like very reduced, but in another sense, right? That was just an example, right? That could be something. If you have more ideas to raids and stuff like that, how it is going to play out, maybe you can put them in the comments. This is definitely going to be it for this news video. I tried to make it a little bit shorter. So thank you guys so much for watching this one, and I will see you in the next video. Bye.